We'll get into the video in just a moment, but first, a 30-second announcement. What if the secret to living your best life is realizing that you're not fighting the world, you're fighting yourself? We're inviting you to get deep with our free 7-day self-love challenge, Compliments of Zen Ed Academy. Click the link to find out more and get started today. And now, on to the video. Now let's talk about self-love and negativity. How to avoid getting drawn into negativity and drama. So sometimes we have people in our life that are just negative, right? And if you grew up in an environment where that was the normal, you may not know that there's any other way to communicate, to express, to navigate through the world, and perhaps that negativity, gossiping and talking crap about people, or whatever the dynamic is, creates a fix and a dopamine hit inside of your brain when you get what you're used to, when you get what you're familiar with. So the brain is wired to avoid pain and to seek pleasure. So when it has been trained to get pleasure in some way, shape, or form from negativity, gossiping, having dirt on somebody, or just feeling like the best person in the room, so you have to prove yourself, but it's coming from a negative place, that can be a pattern that you have established in your brain that goes for the fix, the feel good, even though it might be temporary and not long lasting. You get that temporary fix, that temporary hit of good feelings inside of your brain when you're talking crap, when you're involved or drawn into negativity. Maybe it comes from a need of acceptance because we have to feel like we fit into whatever that pack is that we're in. And if the norm in that pack is talking negatively, negatively driven by negativity, then in order to fit in, you have to mold and shift yourself, creating new patterns and habits inside of your brain to be negative, to be like the tribe that you're in, like the pack that you're in. Even if that's not necessarily your pack that you choose or that you would choose, if it was left up to you. So then we go out into the world and we look for a pack that fits the genuine part inside. So just because that negativity gives a fix to your brain and says, oh, this feels good because it's familiar, okay? The other part of the pain-pleasure principle as far as the brain goes is that it associates pain with anything that is new and pleasure with anything that it already knows. So if you already know negativity, there's a pleasure association there. If you don't know positivity, even though you want to, then there's a pain there, and your brain is going to protect you from the pain by bringing you back to what you already know. So how can we make a change? How can we avoid getting drawn into that negativity cycle? Small changes over time. If you can recognize that this negativity is not the best for you, even though it might feel good temporarily and make you feel good in your brain and you don't really know why you do it, realize it's probably from an old pattern, a desire to fit into a negative-driven pack. Now ask yourself, is that really the pack that you want to be with? Are those really the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with? So one of the first steps to create a place of positivity and a pattern of positivity is to surround yourself with better people. The people that you surround yourself with creates that pattern inside of your brain because you try to acclimate to whatever people you're around. That's why it was written somewhere that you are the sum of the 10 people that you hang out with the most. That's because that part inside of your mind is going to try to fit into whatever that pack is. So if it's a positive, success-driven pack, then you're going to acclimate to that pack to fit in. If it's a negative pack and a negative-driven pack, you're going to acclimate to fit in. Change the people you're around. So that's step one. Step two is realize that you are the person who has control and you can make small changes over time. So when you find yourself drawn into an old pattern of negativity and getting caught up in gossip or whatever it is, realize it's okay. You don't want to be there forever, okay? Unless you do, and if you do, why are you watching this video? But if you want to change, create small changes over time, catch it whenever you notice it, and then make a change. Maybe talk about something more positively. Ask yourself, do I really want to be caught up in this negative cycle? And if not, what can I do right now to change it? Maybe I change it starting in my head, starting in my brain, starting in my thoughts. Maybe I change it because I just, you know what? I'm not going to talk about this. This has nothing to do with me. And changing the pattern, changing the conversation, changing how strong you can express yourself without having to be an ass, right? Then change the pattern, create a new pattern, change the cycle, create a new cycle, change the people, bring in new people. Bring in some fresh energy. Maybe watch videos that have more positivity to them. Watch motivational and inspirational videos. There's plenty of them all over YouTube. Watch things that make you feel good long term, that create more positivity long term, that help you change that negative drawn cycle into a positive drawn cycle. Because there's nothing wrong with those drugs in your brain giving you feel good chemicals. It's just a matter of what you choose to trigger them by. So if you choose to align yourself with more positivity and give yourself a fix inside of your brain for positivity, then that can override the negativity, even though it's the same fix in your brain. Okay, it's the same drug that you're looking for, the feel-good chemical inside of your brain. So change the pattern, underlying triggers, and change the motivation for where you want to be. If you want to be more positive, then feed your brain more positive. If you want to keep going down the negative cycle, feed your brain more negative. Hopefully that helps. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you later. Just a reminder to take a moment and smash on that subscribe button, and don't forget to sign up for our free 7-day self-love challenge. Compliments of Zenit Academy, where it has never been easier than right now to get comprehensive PhD-backed education to improve your life and level up your skills. Emotional processing, stronger intuition, self-trust, self-growth, all of that just for you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.